Last month, you've had a message to fans every single week about noise. Do you have a message for them this week with being the final game?
Well, they're going to have plenty of rest after this one. 2 weeks.
Coach, your reaction to that?
Well, I don't think this is arrogance. I think this is trying to project confidence. And in a situation where you're playing your backup quarterback, maybe he believes that firmly in it, but this feels more like, hey, I'm going to make sure everybody knows how strongly I feel about our chances to win with Stiddy. You know, it wasn't even Stidham, it was Stiddy. And now I saw that Vrabel was asked about it, and he said, we've got plenty of motivation. But I can tell you, the first time we were playing the Steelers in the AFC Championship game, they had talked about how they were doing the logistics for the Super Bowl and getting tickets set up and hotel rooms set up. And I remember when, we talked about that, and when we beat them, our guys were asking the players, hey, can I get those hotel rooms you got? Yeah, so as much as you may say you're not going to use it for bulletin board material, I'm sure there's going to be some 2-week phrase, or they're going to be referencing that. But I get where Sean's coming from. This could be a situation where everybody's like, oh my God, we're playing with the backup quarterback, and he's projecting that no big deal, we're ready to roll, and we're locked in.
I just realized what's about to happen. This is going to be the worst moment I've experienced on this show.
Why?
He's defending Sean Payton.
I just realized. No. Oh,
what are you doing?
Go ahead.
You don't know what you're talking. You don't know that. You don't know what's going on.
I think.
Because I have an out-of-the-box take.
Let me hear it.
Brew, they call me the mayor of fair.
Yes.
And even though I've been critical of Caleb Williams, for example, after that miraculous throw, what is there to be critical of? He ran back 26 yards and threw a game-tying touchdown. It was amazing. Sean Payton's bravado has been an easy target on this show.
Yeah.
It's really AFC West focus. And I think he called Bo Nix Mahomesian one time. And then he said, if we didn't beat the Bills, we liked playing against the Chiefs. And
if we hadn't lost the Bills,
something like that. I am not mad at Sean Payton for this quote as a Patriots fan. Because earlier, Dusty, can you put up the headline? We criticized Sean Payton for this. This Broncos team is capable of winning the Super Bowl. He said that on August 4th, and we all laughed at the guy. But it turns out he was right. Mm-hmm. That team was capable of winning the Super Bowl, and if Bo Nix didn't get hurt, maybe they would have. That being said, it does count as bulletin board material.
God, dog it.
And because the Chiefs are no longer, at the risk of sounding mean, relevant, I will make my first foray to the board.
But he, watching the full clip, not just cutting it almost looked like he said it matter-of-factly, like he's that confident with Stidham. And whether it was calculated or it just came out that way, it does to me, his confidence, from the moment he announced that Bo Nix was, out for the season, he has shown nothing but confidence in Stidham and their ability to win. And I'm sure that's, spilling over into the locker room with the players. So I do like, I like Payton saying this. I love him saying this.
Do you buy that spilling over to the locker room?
Oh,
you think the players are like, we got this?
No,
not arrogantly, but
I don't think we
they
got
can
this,
win.
but I don't think they feel like we're screwed.
Right.
That's what I think.
And I don't think this is the only thing he's doing to project confidence in that building. That's just what he's doing publicly.
Yeah.
He's doing other things that are projecting confidence in that building that I'm sure will come out after the game.
All right, look, I'm perpetually skeptical of the disparity between public statements and private conversations. However, consider the context. You're competing in the AFC Championship game. Your starting quarterback sustains an injury, and you're now inserting the backup. You are obligated to convey a message to every single person with maximum volume and clarity. That message is, we are fine. We are absolutely fine. We have this under control. Let's go. He also needs to transmit this message directly to the fan base, because they are the ones occupying the stadium. He understands, as we all do, that we have this concept termed home field advantage, and this scenario is a fundamental component of it. You require the supporters to be just as intense, just as passionate, even in a moment where the Broncos are trailing by 10 points 12 minutes into the second quarter. You still need every fan to be prepared, screaming, poised to disrupt Drake May and that Patriots offense, rather than succumbing to defeatism. It's over. We're finished. It's already 10-0 in the second quarter. Now we have Stidham. It's a wrap. Therefore, on occasion, the messaging genuinely must be intended for the locker room. I often discuss how players aren't necessarily hanging on every public word. It's not a matter of, "Oh, did you catch what Sean said to the media about believing in us for 2 weeks?" And they all nod. Yeah, it's because he has faith in us. They are receiving that communication internally, as Manish essentially indicated. Yet, this is simultaneously a directive to the fans. Bring the energy. Get excited, get pumped, be raucous, be relentless, believe. Transform this into an utterly hostile environment for the New England Patriots. Attack this moment right now. Attack it. I recall a story about Sean Payton. The specifics are hazy, but when he faced Nick Sirianni and the Eagles the year after their Super Bowl victory, he reportedly brought in a substantial sum of cash, wheeled it out on a table, and essentially stated that this was the bonus they would receive for winning that particular game, equating it to a Super Bowl-level payoff. He was fundamentally illustrating, this is the reward for victory. That's the mechanism. It was a pure tactic to galvanize, to electrify everyone. Payton has historically relied on such methods to genuinely hype up his team. Having said that, as I've mentioned, I'm not a fan of manufactured bulletin board material and similar tactics. Personally, I'm a massive advocate for saying very little publicly and conveying all essential messaging privately behind closed doors. From the perspective of a sports consumer, I adore the public drama. It provides entertainment. But if I were the coach, the owner, or the GM, my instruction would be, publicly, you utter the most neutral statements possible, and you exclusively speak positively about the opposing team. Always. It doesn't matter how much you detest them. I don't care what they said about your mother or your grandmother. You consistently express nothing but complimentary sentiments. That is precisely how I would operate. Whatever transpires within the facility is an entirely separate matter. But, as I noted, this presents a highly unique circumstance. Okay, if Bo Nix were currently the quarterback and the situation was standard, I'd likely think, I'm not fond of that approach. Even if the intent is to rally the fans, they might not truly require it in that moment. They'd already be sufficiently hyped. However, there is currently a palpable sense of deflation, confusion, concern, and a significant element of the unknown. Every individual inside that building, every person in Denver, each fan, each vendor, every person preparing to sell t-shirts outside gas stations from Denver to Boulder to wherever, needs to be aligned on a single page. That page reads, "We are winning this game. We are winning this contest. Even if it's unconventional, even if it's aesthetically displeasing, even if Stidham doesn't perform to our loftiest hopes, we are winning this game. We will attack, attack, attack. We will force a multitude of turnovers. We will disrupt Drake May and this offense to such a degree that people will be astonished anyone ever considered May an MVP candidate, that anyone pondered Jared Mayo for Coach of the Year, that anyone envisioned a doorstep of destiny narrative. We are coming after this team. We are great. We are elite. We are special. We are at home. We are winning and advancing to the Super Bowl." That is the messaging required for everyone, every person even remotely affiliated with Denver. And this isn't excessive bravado. It isn't superficial, forced, or manufactured confidence. It is pure motivation. It is raw excitement. It is about becoming fired up to execute the task. Because in these types of moments, it is remarkably easy to experience a slight dip in focus or morale. I am telling you right now, that locker room was heartbroken upon learning of Bo Nix's injury. They can possess all the belief in the world in Stidham, but that doesn't negate the initial jarring impact. It is jarring. It was jarring. You felt it as a fan. I promise you, they felt a very similar, if not more intense, sentiment. I'd assert it was definitely more profound for the players. Now, they also possess slightly more information, because they actually understand Stidham's capabilities. But Bo is their guy, and now he is a fallen soldier. It's a tough blow. Yet, I also tell you this dynamic can function in the opposite direction. It can provide extra motivation. That defense will be extra motivated. Defensive coordinator Vance Joseph will be working extra diligently. Sean Payton will be working with intensified focus. this game will carry that specific intensity. There is absolutely zero chance this team emerges flat. None. Unless Denver is literally committing interception after interception after interception to the point where you think, all right, wow, there is legitimately no pathway to victory here outside of an absolute, unwatchable disaster. I'll clarify. There are moments watching a quarterback and an offense where you experience a sense of discomfort. It was uncomfortable observing C.J. Stroud play at times last season, and I am a believer in him, but I felt uneasy. I felt sympathy for the situation. There were instances watching Justin Fields where I simply felt bad. It was a difficult spectacle. Chris Collinsworth last year expressed feeling awful criticizing Fields because he was essentially stating this young player needed to accomplish something he fundamentally didn't believe he could. It becomes a dilemma. Do I continue to critique him relentlessly? The player almost becomes a victim in a peculiar manner. If you do not experience that sensation of discomfort or profound sympathy while watching Stidham play, then why should you not feel confident? Why should you not feel encouraged? Why should you not feel motivated? Why should you not feel an overwhelming conviction that you are simply going to attack this opportunity? But those are simply my perspectives. I am absolutely eager to hear yours. What are your thoughts on the Denver Broncos? Do you appreciate this approach from Peyton? Do you believe they will defeat the New England Patriots and advance to the Super Bowl? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, let's engage in some discussions. Let's have some spirited debates. But ultimately, let's ensure we have some fun. Please consider subscribing. We are building an incredible community here, and I would absolutely love to see you as part of it. I want to construct something we all feel genuinely connected to, something we are truly excited to participate in. I believe we are well on our journey to achieving that. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It genuinely assists with visibility and the platform's algorithm. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.